All right. Well, good morning, everybody. This is the board meeting for August 13th, 2020, Thursday, 09 a.m. via WebEx. Item number one, to order, call the roll, establish a quorum. My name is Michael Jackson, president of the board, appointed by the governor in the faculty role. Next board member, Dolores Trujillo. Dolores,
Can you hear me?
go
Hello?
ahead. I
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. This is Dolores Trujillo, appointed by the governor in the bedside nurse role.
Betty,
Good morning. This is Elizabeth Woods. I've been appointed by the governor in the advanced practice role.
Imelda Seja Buckowitz,
Good morning, Imelda Ceja Butkowitz here in Bakersfield, appointed by the governor as a public member.
and Kenneth Marlborough.
Good morning, Ken Marlborough, public member and appointed by the Senate Rules Committee.
Executive Officer.
Good morning. I'm Loretta Melby. I'm the Executive Officer appointed by the Board of Registered Nursing.
Thank you very much. We've established a quorum and called the roll. We'll move on to item 2.0, general instructions for the format of the WebEx teleconference.
Good morning. This is the BRN moderator. I will be moderating the meeting. To facilitate public comment, we will be utilizing the WebEx question and answer feature. When the board reaches a point in the agenda at which public comment is appropriate, the question and answer feature will be turned on and members of the public can indicate that they would like to make a comment by inserting the phrase, "I would like to make a comment," in the question box, which is typically in the lower right of your screen. I will then call on the individual and unmute their microphone. The individual will have 2 minutes to make their comments. I will not give a warning as your time approaches. I will mute your microphone and will announce that your time has exceeded the time allotted. I will then move on to the next member of the public who has a comment. Please note the question and answer feature is being used only as a means for the members of the public to represent that they would like to make a verbal comment. This is not a means to ask questions of the moderator or members of the board. Such inquiries submitted using this feature will not be answered. When asking a question, please make sure the question is directed at the host, me, in the dropdown. If any attendees utilize a profane name, they will not be called upon to prevent members of the public from being subject to profane language. While you are free to express criticism or negative views, for the sake of the members of the public participating on the call, please do not use profane language when making public comment to the board. I will provide a brief reminder of this approach at the start of each public comment item. Finally, when board members or senior staff are not speaking, I would like to remind them to mute their microphone. If I detect background noise during the meeting as a result of unmuted microphones, I will interject with a brief friendly reminder.
Mark, thank you very much for your instructions. We'll be moving on to item 3.0. These are public comments for items not on the agenda. The board may discuss for items not on the agenda and items for future agenda. The board may not discuss or take action on any matter raised during public comment section. This is not included on this agenda, except to decide whether to place the matter on agenda of future meetings. Before we move on to taking comments, I'd like to say a few words about board member Donna Gerber. Donna Gerber's term was over June 1st, but she stayed on to help take care of very important priorities of the board, such as hiring of the new EO and high-profile pending legislation until the speaker could find a more immediate, appropriate appointee, so there will be no vacancies on the board. So that her term has ended. We thank Board Member Gerber for her many years of dedicated service, even before she got on this board. I will truly miss her, and the board will truly miss her. And I'm sure she has many other things that she will be doing to keep herself busy. So thank you very much. And at this time, we'll move on to public comments for items not on the agenda. Item 3.0.
We will be opening for public comment now. I will be activating the question and answer feature. Please refer to the screen share for members of the public to see how they should submit their questions. I've activated the question and answer feature. Members of the public can indicate that they would like to make a comment by typing into the question box, "I would like to make a comment." Please remember, you will have 2 minutes to make your comments. I will not give a reminder as your time approaches. I do not want to interrupt you nor cause you to lose your train of thought. I will mute your microphone and inform you that your time has expired, and we'll move on to the next member of the public. I'll pause for a moment for members of the public to submit their comments or requests. Board President Jackson, there are no requests for public comment on any items. Would you like me to close the public comment windows for this?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Board President, this is Legal Counsel Reza Pezhesh.
Yes, sir.
If we may, I think it would be a good time right now to, even though we just started, take a brief recess while we look into some things. We might be having a similar issue as last time. I know we have some members of the public on, but there's some issues going on with the web page, and I'm concerned that possibly not everyone who wanted to access the meeting has been able to as of yet. So can we take a few minutes while that's sorted out?
Yes, we can take a brief recess while the meeting platform is sorted out.
I might suggest checking back in at, say, 9:20 and seeing where we're at that time, deciding whether things are resolved or whether we need more time.
Thank you. 9:20.
Okay. Due to the technical difficulties, it appears that there's a password that individuals need to log into the WebEx. We have distributed that password via email to anyone on the board's mailing lists, and also revised the board's website so that that password is first thing that folks see. We'd like to give time for that message to get out to members of the public so that they have a chance to log into the WebEx. Therefore, what I proposed is that we rearrange the agenda just a bit and go into closed session at this time and come back at a time certain, 10 a.m., so that between now and 10 a.m., hopefully that message will reach all the members of the public and they will have a chance to log in. And then we come back into open session at 10 a.m. so that members of the public can provide their comments for items not on the agenda. So if that's acceptable to the board, okay, very good. Then I think at this time we will do that, go into closed session. I've asked that a screen be put on the WebEx while we're in closed session, just to let people know that that's what's happening. So for those members of the public, again, we apologize for the inconvenience. Please bear with us. And we will be back on at approximately 10 a.m. Back in open session. So for the board members, you should have received the information to call into the closed session. So at this time, you can mute your microphones on the WebEx or log out and go ahead and dial into the closed session.
All right. I'm going to leave the WebEx now and leave in closed session. I will just call the roll so we can reestablish a quorum of the board. Michael Jackson, board president, is present. Trujillo,
Trujillo is present.
Woods,
Present.
Teja Buckowitz,
Here.
Marlboro.
Here.
All right, thank you very much. The board has a quorum. We can go back into item 3.0. And this will be for public comments for items not on the agenda, items for future agenda.
Welcome back. We will be opening for public comment now. I will be activating the question and answer feature. Please refer to the screen share for the members of the public to see how they should submit their questions. I've activated the question and answer feature. Members of the public can indicate that they would like to make a comment by typing into the question box, "I would like to make a comment." Please remember, you will have 2 minutes to make your comments. I will not give a reminder as your time approaches. I do not want to interrupt you nor cause you to lose your train of thought. I will mute your microphone and inform you that your time has expired and will move on to the next member of the public. I'll pause for a moment for members of the public to submit their comments and/or requests. Board President Jackson, there are no requests for public comments on this item. Would you like me to close the public comment window for this?
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Seeing that there was no public comments, we can convene back into closed session to finish the items that were left unfinished for closed session. We're now convening back in open session for agenda item 5.0. We will call the roll and establish a quorum once again. Michael Jackson, board president, present. Trujillo,
Present.
Wood, Betty Woods,
She's on there.
Sorry, present.
Imelda Seja Buckowitz,
Present.
and Kenneth Marlboro.
Present.
We have a quorum. Item 5.0, we're reconvened back in open session. Now we'll go to item 6.0, adjournment of the board meeting, and immediately to follow, we'll start with the nursing practice committee.